two raw matchups, Lucina is the pick because she's got that big sword, and Mario's feet ain't no sword.
Especially because that Chrom ether can be exploited a little bit by Mario, especially with the water. But, you know...
But they're so familiar with each other that, like, I often see Lucina start the set, then Chrom end the set, and then Chrom get a bunch of wins, and then back to Lucina. It's a wild ride, so stay tuned.
You know, while Earl's still thinking about that, you know, Super Dan is going to go Mario all the way through.
Yeah, I mean,
nice F
have
smash.
you seen all the Mario stuff he owns?
I remember seeing a Twitter poll where it was questioning him versus Dark Wizzy as who likes Mario more. And nothing as Dark Wizzy, but...
Dan likes Mario more.
Yeah, like, you haven't... Yes, thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so, for real, liking Mario that much and then also being one of the, like, core representatives of the character, kind of sick. And right now, he is a stock ahead and almost lapped, and he's got this regrab,
but
doesn't get much off it. He's still kept stage control. She hasn't gotten back to center stage yet. Like, he realized he couldn't get something super optimal, and now he's just...
Yeah, but nice jump read coming out from Super Dan.
And he pressured her for, like, a solid 30 seconds after that missed regrab. So, like, that's why he's in Winners Finals right now.
Yeah. You could tell that Super Dan is just having a lot of control so far, and especially in keeping the stage.
For someone with supposedly stubby limbs, like, Dan enforces stage control like nobody's business. It's really scary.
They're stubby, but they're massive. You can't tell them that.
And there's not much of a gap. Like, he lands and he's throwing out another thing. So there's just like a wall of plumber buttons between you and the safety of center stage where you can, like, retreat and space stuff. Earl gets a stock, but, like,
finally gonna get the first stock, and it looks like he's starting to take more of the neutral back from Super Dan.
Yeah, if Earl gets back to center stage and, like, establishes his space, that's really what's going to be the thing, because that means he can keep Mario out.
Nice DI coming out from Earl, though.
It is hard to delete stocks on this stage, not impossible. Like, he has to, like, do a almost true thing and then fast fall to the platform and catch her doing a thing.
I do feel like, unlike some other stages, Pokemon Stadium doesn't have as many flowing instant combos, unless ones that are, like, usually pretty optimal that you can do in, say, Final Destination.
I don't know. I've seen NK Leo.
I mean, true, but I mean, have you seen the combos on Smashville?
Yes. Okay, I've actually got a thing about this stage in combos, but let's that'll have to be between matches.
True. But Earl's starting to fight back a little bit more. He's starting to gain control, and he's putting Dan in the situation that Dan had him in at the start of the game.
Ooh. And yeah, he is keeping Mario out, and now he's back onto last stock. And if he avoids everything, because he's at 134, and you see Dan, he has a bunch of chances to get this up smash, so, like, so what if I lose?
If that was Sweet Spot, that might have been it.
So, like, my commentator's curse is making this quite the match.
True, true.
But catches the roll. He is stopping Mario from getting out of full disadvantage.
You also see Earl just being so much more patient, being so much more reactionary. He's not getting these panic options anymore.
Ow, and he doesn't have a double jump. He stabbed the fireball.
That was perfect.
He cut fire.
That was perfect, because that was the highest way that he could get there. Especially if he golf inside. But air dodge back to stage.
And he does it again. Like, it comes from above. It actually, like, could save him in a lot of situations. I like it. I didn't think about that. Oh, no double jump?
Yeah,
but air dodge is the thing.
But unlike before, Earl did have the air dodge.
He might have been able to upbeat that, but he didn't want to risk it.
Dare.
And dare.
And you know Earl, he was feeling himself a lot more. He was feeling a lot more comfortable, especially in the later part of the game. And he immediately said, after that game, he said, run it back.
But, like, those comebacks are, I find a lot of times when I'm, like, super far ahead, like, okay, they're not going to 0-to-death me, and then they 0-to-death me and I feel bad. But if they, let's say they don't, and I just throw out kill moves, sure, I'll get hit. I'll lose like 5 or 6 neutrals, but I got like 10 neutrals to do it. I just need 1, so it's okay if he's at 83.
There's just something about the stress of a comeback that gets your blood pumping, your adrenaline racing, and nothing like Winners Finals to just be amazing.
Ooh. And really, I don't care how close it is. Like, the number right there matters a little bit more.
Especially when
says me, who had a close 2-0 a few times this bracket. Doesn't actually.
Especially at this point in bracket, though, there is such a point in which the stock count and the percents don't even matter at this point, where people at this level can just pop off and they can just do amazing things that you didn't even think was possible.
That is very true. Whoop, and he does not that tech on platform stopped quite a lot, and Dan keeps it going.
And he tries to go for it again.
No air dodge, and he doesn't get like a rising air or a cape or anything. Lucina's out.
But the air dodge, that's going to be it.
And Mario kind of like flexing near the bottom blast zone there. I go out with style.
Showing also dual fist.
Did Earl up B the other way knowing the cape was coming, or is that just how cape works when it trades?
No, he didn't. I don't think
cape
Dan
definitely. Oh, iframes. I was about to give him a lot more credit than he deserved.
I mean, still give him credit. This is Earl we're talking about.
I mean, look, you can look at the stocks right now, and that's credit enough. But like, I'm not gonna be, wow, MKLeo used that to shift his hurt box. No, he just kind of dodged it. It was just a thing. I'm responding to the toasty tumultuous beef that has been happening on Twitter recently, if y'all are privy to it.
Nice air dodge coming back. Dan trying to pressure with these bears, but
I'm on Team Tumultuous, but honestly, he's being a little bit harsh with the wording. Like, ow!
I don't even know what Twitter feud you're talking about, but
long story. Okay.
Is it longer than Pokemon versus Lions?
No, not even. I have thoughts on that, but no. Okay, so.
But we don't got Pokemon.
We back to it because you are tempting me here. Oh, he literally sat still waiting for that landing bear and got so much off it, like little hits and then pushing his advantage state.
You see Earl just starting to call out a lot more of these air dodges and these options that are coming out from Dan. I see more panic.
So I'm going to call out a mid-level player named Oats right here, because a lot of mid-level players are so concerned with, like, what's optimal, what's the best punish you can get off that. But, like, one level higher, you realize you're not always going to be in the perfect scenario, and you can adapt and maybe get a single hit into a read of an air dodge, into a single hit, and sure, it wasn't optimal, and, like, sure, they missed that damage, but they got the stock, and you probably didn't. Shame on you, Oats. Shame on you.
You're not talking about you, right?
I'm talking, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, because I do know someone whose name is Oats and not Professor Oats.
There are like 5 Oats. I thought it would be more rare.
Are you the guy who teaches all the Oats? No. But nice up smash coming out from Dan, and this is a very similar situation to last game. Dan at high percents, Earl, nice.
Ooh, catches that roll with a side B.
You see Earl actually just standing really close to the ledge, and he's doing these dash backs because he's trying to bait Dan to get into this roll.
Yeah, and as you can see, like, if he doesn't hit the neutral get up, he still covers Mario coming back to stage. That's another thing, like, for ledge trapping. Sometimes you want to just go for roll by default because if they miss, you're still between them and center stage. Like, you don't need to do the flowchartiest best thing all the time if you're playing the opponent. Like, that's the level that we have to, that's something that I believe both of us need to grasp. We're both, I think our punish games are really good, but we're holding on to them too hard, you know? You know? Maybe just me.
I feel like it's a common thing, especially among people that are like a little bit lower level, which is that your advantage state is the best thing, and that's the only thing you want to work on. But these guys...
It's why people say Palutena is boring because she's got one combo. It's like, the game isn't combos. The game is like... The game is playing your opponent. That's way more important.
But the reason why Earl and why Dan are here is that they understand everything. They understand the advantage, they understand disadvantage, they understand neutral, and Dan trying to go for that. But right now we're at Lilac Cruise. A little interesting, I must admit. Especially because the, I forgot if the ceiling is high or low on the stage.
It's more often like a lot of characters can make really interesting use of the slants. Like, I feel a lot of people's anti-airs get better on the corner, so it's easier to get stage control or hold the corner a little bit. If you've got a crouch or like a big disjointed up tilt, cough Yoshi. But, you know.
This also might be good for Dan because you see that dash attack coming out to two-frame the recovery there. And that might be what he's going for.
Yeah. Slants do change the angle of some moves to give them a lower 2-frame. Some they don't. It's really case by case. I don't know with Mario's dash attack. It kind of hits everything anyway. But probably for Mario's dash attack.
There are also some characters, but nice down tilt tech chase there. But there are some characters, especially whose recoveries can become quite worrisome on Lilac. And I feel like both these characters...
That's a myth. I play Yoshi, so I don't actually know what is recovery, but...
True. True. I just die off stage.
Oh no, I think Yoshi's recovery is plus, but that's for another time, sir. Okay, so...
Yeah, you see...
No, I think the ledge is fine.
But nice.
Sometimes angled air dodges, don't grab from as far away, but I feel like up B doesn't... Like, that is a Smash 4 thing.
That was also really smart from Earl after he got hit by that cape down below. He waited a little bit to make sure that his controls wouldn't be reversed, so that way he could dolphin slash the stage.
Yeah, that time was definitely intentional. What I thought was an intentional reverse was totally not, but... Ooh,
nice back air.
Catches
Can
the
he
jump
capitalize?
And...
High recovery. He's just going to get the jab off of it, but...
He was trying to land with the bair, but you saw him get stuck in startup.
Nice again. That's going to be
got
it.
it. Yeah.
That's it for the stock.
For sure.
And
I heard an Are You Serious, but I realized it was from over there, so never mind. I was about to say, Dan is not one to ever be
back
short.
throw, barely not doing it. But here we see that slant from Lilad also helping him, making that window a little bit higher.
Yeah, that actually spaced the nair better for him. Oh,
Right.
now we've got the placings. Cool.
Nice. But,
And into the up air. Gets another one because of the platform. Let's go.
but
And Dan is already getting a lead on this
that
game.
coming out. But Dan's still capitalizing.
And he doesn't have time to catch that air dodge. He's already fading in when she was fading out.
Exactly. And Earl has been on the little bit of the defense. Earl's been on a bit of a run, but he got caught.
Mario is really landing on Mario, like even running off platforms is really scary because he's got that retreating forward smash. It's really good. It's so strong.
Especially that, you know.
I'm jealous. Me.
Something that I did notice, which is quite a little bit strange, is that everyone in Chicago says that Dan is patented for his Mario up smashes. He always tries to approach with turnaround, dash turnaround up smash, but
I mean, like sometimes, but no, he does everything.
He does everything, but I do see a lot of up smashes. But right now,
he does it when he believes the opponent's going to roll a lot. When the opponent's coming in from the air, you'll see up smashes above, forward smashes laterally. Like he plays by the book things when they're good.
But Lucina giving the sword back to her father. Earl bringing out the Chrom right now.
This is what I'm talking about. Earl will switch between characters because the longer a set goes, the more Dan adapts. He's really good at that. And, like, I've definitely seen Earl do a switch, get a game, switch back, like, try to keep him guessing, you know? And that's definitely a player v player thing.
At the very least, he seemed to have a hard time getting down, and especially with Lucina being a little bit more floaty, especially compared to Chrom's speed.
Yeah.
That might be what he's thinking at this point. He wants to get these hard punishes off against Dan.
And he's got the stage to do it. Oh.
Exactly.
And if forward tilt already wasn't super strong by ledge, he gets the little boost from the Animal Crossing stage, which, like, the ledges are so close to the blast zone in Animal Crossing stages.
Interesting back throw coming out from Dan. But you see Earl doing these cross-up back airs, trying to see if he can poke into Dan's shield.
Yeah. Chrom, honestly, he commits more than you think when he hits shield, but, like, space bear is safe.
Exactly.
The thing is, he doesn't have much air mobility, so,
But
like,
back throw.
like, he jumped forward, there was no way he could fade that back. That's one of the things about Chrom instead of Lucina. When he jumps forward, he's going forward, and there's no way to change the spacing on that move.
He has good airspeed, but he does struggle a little bit, in my opinion, to try and turn around his airspeed. Yeah.
Yeah. Maneuverability.
If he's going one way, he's going that way.
He ain't far. Which I believe is a good thing, but, you know.
Nicey Dan not pressing his advantage. He's kind of just staying back. He's trying to hit these back air walls.
And he's doing forward throw instead of down throw, opting for trying to gimp the Chrom instead of damage with, like, it's Chrom. That makes total sense.
And yeah, back throw.
And he's looking for angled air dodge first because Chrom's got a really nice air dodge.
Yeah.
That neutral air dodge recovered so fast that
Every
Earl just got out of dodge.
Every Chrom wants to air dodge. Every Chrom wants to air dodge late because, especially in this matchup against Mario with Flood, it can be so tough.
Yeah. Sometimes you can space Chrom up B to, like, hit their move because it's got somewhat of a disjoint. Against Mario,
Flood?
no chance.
That's
because,
it.
Because that.
Yep.
Mario doesn't stick his foot into it because he's got water.
Exactly.
Wow, Earl had a hard read of, like, a super approach from Super Dan into a forward smash. And
oh, no!
Oh, no.
The controls were reversed. That's what I said before.
And he jumped the other way.
Yeah. Well,
why is that a thing, says Earl?
It's not the fact that he jumped the other way. He was trying to get back to stage. But because his controls were reversed, when he tried to go left, he went right instead.
Whoa! And, you know, like, if Chrom doesn't double jump air dodge to ledge, he's never getting back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That cape is such a powerful tool in this matchup, surprisingly.